I don't know. I felt like I put in a lot of effort before, so I was kind of happy anyway.
You knew your stuff. You're on point.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. It was just that I felt like I did everything I could. And I didn't, usually if you haven't if you feel like you kind of bunked off, then
Yeah.
you kind of end up regretting it. But I felt like I did the best I could. So, hmm, interesting.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of thematic to the other things we've gone over before.
Yeah.
Isn't I? It all comes full circle, doesn't it?
Yep, for
Okay.
sure.
So talk to me. I know that we kind of have adjusted their frequency, but
Yeah.
how have things been?
I've been playing. I've been working on neutral stuff generally. Uh, and also like defense has been nice. Just being conscious about it, I think, is important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also somewhat related, I've picked up Street Fighter a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and that's had some lessons for me. Uh, that's kind of something I wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
which is um, turn taking. Um,
Okay.
and because obviously with Fox and Melee, you can cheat how turns work a lot of the time.
Almost every
Uh,
character can.
Almost, yeah. It does feel that way. But in a traditional fighting game, then you kind of have to sit there and uh like be prepared. You know that you don't have like uh you don't have the position, or you don't have the space to do something, or you know uh and I've applied it to Melee a bit, but I kind of want to get a better framework for it, or like a way of thinking about it. I found it working better in the Fox Zero, um, because we
Hmm.
both have the same range. So I felt like I really knew like uh, where to play, like if I had to close space or if I had to just wait. And also giving myself the like, if I felt like I've played neutral like a good while, I'll do running shine. Uh, and that really worked out a good bit of the time when I played Fox Zeroes recently.
Just full screen super. Let's go.
Yeah, well, not full screen, but like moving closer. But if I felt like they're not willing to do anything, then I know they're not trying to be proactive.
Right,
I
because
know
you've
they're
got
trying to get me with punish probably, right?
right because you've
So
gathered information. It's kind of like
yeah,
it's similar to how we scout like people's patterns in footsie, right?
yeah, yeah. It's similar to that for sure. But I really felt that in the Fox Zero, especially that just not running in, just waiting for my turn, but then like noticing also when I have my turn and when I could be aggressive and do pressure and stuff like that has been I think it's been very helpful.
Okay, so it's interesting you say that because, and I don't, I can see lots of reasons why those things, everything you said would be true, but
Yeah.
we've kind of like addressed that Fox is one of the better characters at cheating his turn. So I'm just
Yeah.
curious as to like how that works into this, how that works into this because you're getting benefit from like understanding the structure and understanding like because Street Fighter is has a more like it has a more the engine is more boundaried. Like
Yeah.
it's more
Rigid,
concrete.
I'd
Right.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more of a like an ingrained structure that doesn't really
Yeah.
deviate in like
No.
with fuzziness. Whereas we're like the opposite. Um,
Yeah.
so it's a different flavor, but I do think that fighting is fighting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So what is you said that? So what are some of the things that you've caught on to as that indicate in the Fox Ditto that it is your turn?
Some of the things I've indicated to me is well, first off, one of them is that they're not approaching. That's one of the things that tell me like if I'm relatively close and they're not engaging with me, that tells me like okay, I can I can move in on them. I can threaten now. Um, and I mean corner as well. If I have them in corner, it is an advantageous position for me. So usually just mix up between waiting by edge of side plat and going in. It's usually just nice, nice little go to because most people will either run in or go on side plat. Both of those. Uh, you can try to cover both, but I feel like feels kind of stupid now. I don't know. We've talked about this a bunch. Uh, I think those were the main things when people weren't proactive and when people were in bad positions. Is mostly. Uh, Otherwise, I try to kind of not jump in and be very proactive. Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
So, how do you foresee today being productive? Because are you thinking like we could maybe? Are you thinking that you want to look at your games? Are you thinking that you want to look at a high level, at say like a high level players' games, like, or what are your
I think
thoughts?
looking at a high level player first could be interesting with this in mind.
Yeah,
Um,
I have just the set. Well, or rather, I
oh,
have a suggestion.
okay.
Joshman Cody from Nouns Bowl.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I know Joshman has been referred to as an FGC Fox by several people that I know. Uh,
He
I think
plays.
that would be
He plays a.
interesting.
He plays very structured. I feel like
Yeah.
you can kind of tell who the FGC Foxes are because they don't lose to the Peach players.
Yeah. That does make sense.
Yeah. So let's look at what's happened here. So
Yeah.
what I want to point out here is,
Hmm.
um,
Whose turn is it?
yeah. So like, whose turn is it
Yeah.
right now? Like, it's nobody's, but like,
Nobody's. Right here. Now I'd say it's Cody's turn for sure.
well,
Once he
so this actually kind of like looks a lot of like what you were describing earlier. So you
Yeah.
said that you kind of like when you notice that they're being passive, that's your cue to like take the turn.
Yeah.
Because if they're leaving it on the table, why wouldn't we? So then
Yeah.
Cody kind of does that with like that looks like it was a slow fall down there. So yeah, it's either slow fall or he like waited it or he like got a lot of drift on it because he went pretty far with it. So to me,
I think that it was drifted like very it looked like he was going almost like max drift and drill.
yeah. So in terms of turns, I think that
Yeah.
one of the things to remember is that in this game, because the attacks on a lot of characters are so efficient,
Mhm.
if at these longer distances, missing an aerial really doesn't forfeit your turn in a lot of cases.
No.
So it's more about like when you get knocked out of position. So
Yeah. Like when Cody gets knocked out here, like he got yeah, shined out of corner, then it's not his turn anymore. For sure.
because like all of this is on the back foot. Because like
Yeah.
Because let's look at this. Let's break this down. So he gets shined here. So then Joshman is advancing to him and threatening and like potentially threatening him. I thought he was going to attack there, honestly, like when I saw the jump squat. But like he then very wisely backs out. And then he like capitalized it. Like Cody's position is kind of compromised a little bit in the next play because he's gone in, right?
It's off because he sort of half committed and then moved in again, thinking Josh was going to be passive again.
But
then he got in there to the face.
And then Josh wasn't. So like this is a very similar dynamic to like this is like a more advanced version of the dynamic we saw earlier. So like yeah, we can see that there's a waiting for passivity and then like there's kind of like checks to like contest that, but then all of this is taking place with counterplay from the opponent. But all of this is I would say like literally all of this is happening as a result of that one initial thing. Now granted Joshman has had to like do good plays on that, like to capitalize on it, like effectively a bunch of times.
Yeah, but it was all of that one shine for sure. He took he took Cody's turn, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can count it as that, but I mean it was a reversal shine, so I guess yeah.
Well, he took his turn, and then he won the mix-ups when Cody was trying to take it back.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a good. This feels like a good structure for me. Like, I feel like I'm understanding it
Yeah.
better in terms of sometimes when I look at these high level Fox Dittos, it kind of feels arbitrary to me because there is just so much I, you know, don't necessarily like. They will do stuff that to me doesn't really look like it makes sense. Uh, or like it doesn't make sense why they would do it then and then. But
Yep.
this turn taking framework feels like when I'm looking at this, I can sort of see what they're looking for or like thinking, especially Josh in this scenario. He's throwing out a bit more like preemptive stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but
Yeah.
I mean, Josh is also throwing out like that drill, the undershoot.
Yeah, so like let's look at this interaction. So like this to me is like the fox to like aerial dance is like aerial like with like undershoot dance is always really interesting to me. Because like you can see how they're both going for like how they're like Cody's taking more risks. Like he goes for this drill, this drill is safe. But then what really surprises me is like the choice to do that like shine first and then do the drill.
Yeah. Yeah. That is maybe like I mean you cover instant dash in from Joshman, I guess. It's kind of a first like counter if he just dashes in. But I mean he could have just drilled the spot. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I don't see what it adds to this.
No.
And like it's just a little bit of discipline because like he hedged in a moment where he didn't have to, and then it's actually that winds up costing him.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I think
he's watered down the efficacy of his play by adding this other element, but it doesn't pay off because Joshman doesn't play into it.
Yeah, something I noticed while playing Street Fighter, but also now in Melee, is this tendency to try to play like preemptive or proactive without it being necessary, right? Like in a situation where you don't need to do something or like move forwards, I have a tendency to do it, especially if it's like a close situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of what we saw from Cody. Like, this is like I need to create a situation here.
Well, he is down a stock, and like Joshman is.
Well, yeah.
Joshman is like fully willing to play like patiently. So I think that like what I'm pointing out here is like I think remember this is the grand final reset. So like they've already played it. They've already played a set. And Cody won it 3-0. So I think that Cody has. I think it's very possible that there's like some like player to player things going on here. And I can totally see like somebody getting a little bit like antsy or a little like trigger happy against someone like Joshman.
Mm-hmm.
He
was playing that pretty beautifully.
Let's actually let's watch this next. Actually, let's watch the third game.
Okay.
The third game is because Cody wins this set, but he has to make a reverse 3-0 to do it. So
okay,
what do you?
Let's
think...
see how he like breaks up. Breaks up the Joshman neutral game.
We'll watch one stock of it. We'll watch the last stock of this just so we can see if it's still like pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. that was pretty. Wow.
You know what? I really do appreciate Cody for not wasting my fucking time. All right. Like,
the most efficient player of all time.
Yeah, like honestly, if he's gonna make a mistake and lose the game, like he's just like, all right, let's go, all right, lock in, and then just like side B's off stage. Like, but he's like, all right, we're gonna beat the best player of the turn. No, we're gonna beat the best player of all time, and he just like I don't know, like 3-0's like Zane or something. He's like, all right, lock in. It's just like, okay, yeah, no, I guess he can find someone who can do it all. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is just the air version of that. Like, full hop attempting to like chase him with like I'm assuming he meant to up air, but like maybe he wanted to fair, but like whatever. It's either way, it still loses to the full hop like retreat that Joshman did.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I
Yeah,
want.
that's the thing with melee as well, is you have so much more aerial space. It's not all about the grounded back and forth. Uh,
Hmm.
there's
So
a whole another dimension to
so
it.
so how so I'm gonna propose something a little crazy to you, and we're gonna pause just so you
Yep.
can think about it. We do not have a traditional high-low mix-up system in Melee. The way that they
No.
do on Block in Street Fighter,
Yep.
we have, like, much more rounded shields that cover our full bodies, and we have way more mobility. But what do you
Hmm.
think of the possibility that, like, whiff punishing, overshooting, and undershooting sort of fill the roles of, like, a footsie suite in a 2D fighting game? In the
I can
sense,
see that.
yeah, because like in the sense you have undershooting and whiff punishing being like these like they're defined by being these relatively low commitment options. Now, granted,
Yeah.
one has the advantage over the other, generally speaking, but we can see that there are certain like undershoots that like you really cannot punish directly unless you like straight up read them or you're close enough. So I almost view it as like those are kind of like your character's normals. In a lot of ways, I feel like those are
Yeah.
your character's normals and like their
Like
basic movements.
pokes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Feels like a bit of a medium kick, crouching medium kick sort of deal.
yeah. Or
Uh,
like God, who's the Blanca ball? There we go.
yeah.
When Fox nares.
But I feel like yeah, for sure. Oh my god. Yeah, but I feel like the overshoot drill or full yeah, full running shine in. Yeah, that's kind of like a, a high, right? Like that's a commitment in.
Yeah, it's kind
Sort
of
of a
like
jump in,
or,
sort of
or like an overhead even.
yeah, overhead or jump in, yeah.
Yeah, because
That
you're
makes sense.
Yeah, because like it's still ultimately forming like a pretty cohesive structure. Like it's organized. It's organized along the fact that like one person. So the way I kind of evaluate a lot of fight dynamics in this game is it's like you want to look at who wins the undershoots. Because if somebody wins the undershoot versus undershoot, then it kind of like tilts, it kind of like pushes the other person onto the whiff punish side a little.
Yeah.
So, like, in Sheik Fox, I think that's, like, one of the big things. Well, that's one of the big dynamics we see. Like, Sheik, I think, actually is this. Once she gets, like, her tools online, I do think that she is the stronger undershooter. But, like, then Fox.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so, but then
That's how I
Fox.
feel.
Right, but then Fox has the power of his, like, incredible whiff punishing game. And, like,
Yeah.
usually starts out ahead. So, like, their dynamic is based heavily on the fact that, like, Sheik knows that he's trying to, like, Sheik doesn't want to take bad... Like, Fox wants Sheik to take bad turns that aren't hers.
I want her to throw out like a dash attack or
Third
like
tilt.
randomly aerial at me or something. I'm like, perfect.
Well, not randomly. You want to be like... You want to
Well,
bait her. Like, you want her to do it
Not
in a
randomly, but like I want to make her feel antsy in the way that she has to,
Yeah.
like
You want to
I
provoke
have
her.
to make something happen here. Every time a Sheik, I feel like a Sheik is I have to make something happen, I feel like I win. Like it's always when they're like, okay, I can just chill out, then it's way more up in the air.
Yeah. Well, because and that's like... And how to, and like the way that we, and this is where we kind of get into like how those two characters have really interesting dynamics with each other, because like Sheik has decent whiff punishing,
Yeah.
but Fox has really good overshooting too. And then on top of that, like the way that Sheik's whiff punishes work involve wave dashing a lot of the time, which is like a fairly short action that Fox can kind of account for with like some of his basic attack patterns. So like there's like a really, they have a lot of things going on against each other, because like Sheik can pull the trigger on an undershoot and just be like, all right, get out of here, like back here, forward tilt, like go home.
Yeah.
But then this is where this is where things get interesting for Fox, because then he's like, okay, but I blocked, I like full hopped, I crouch canceled, I dashed out of the way of it, like we're good, like now I get to cook you. And I think that like as you can see, ooh, I love. Okay, let's look at that. Let's rewind that stock. Okay.
Okay.
So after Cody hits that down tilt, whose turn is it? Or does somebody have a turn?
No.
Right, they're tied, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. What about after that back air?
I'd say it's definitely Cody's turn after that back air.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
agreed. That was gorgeous.
I love it. I love it.
That was like the best thing I've seen with a fox in like a hot minute. That was nasty.
It's pretty nice. Ooh.
So let's talk about respawn and like how we turn the opponent to respawn against them. So like what do you when somebody respawns with invincibility, I think we can agree that it's always their turn. That's kind of like like they have serve basically.
Perma turn or like turn until the invincibility. They are not to be messed with.
Well, and that's the thing. Like so, like look at how Cody handles this, right? So like when Joshman comes back, like where does he go?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes to ledge and then platform. Yeah.
And
I like that. I think, yeah, sometimes staying close is, sometimes on FD, I will just, like, kinda just dash dance, like, towards corner. And they will try to, like, read a dash through or jump or something, and I would just not do anything. I think it's the same with Marth a lot of the time, where Marth, like, what Fox wants to do versus Marth when Fox has invincibility is catch a jump or catch a dash through or, you know, anything that can lead to a big starter. But if Marth just doesn't try to get out of the way, then it's a bit harder to open him up.
Absolutely. So let's actually break something down. Let's actually engage something here, because like you're saying you usually back off here, and I don't think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think that's wrong, but I have a question. So like, what? So if we go over here and we start running away from Joshman, let's assume that we can get away from him in time.
Yeah.
How do we steal his turn from him?
I think, like, because he is still, like, fresh out of invincibility, I'd assume he would run after, and I think something like a backflip full hop is a good way to just take the turn right back. Backflip full up drill.
Okay, but like if he's running after us, like if he's running after us behind us, like let's say he's going like he's following behind about this far, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. If he's that close.
Well, he is this close. Like you'd have him right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. I just saw. Oh, isn't he jumping? I guess
he is jumping, but like this is a hypothetical.
Yeah. Okay. Hypothetical. Okay. You could shine. You could shine like when he's coming behind you. You could also like full drift back air like away.
But he's at 0.
That doesn't really net you a turn.
Yeah, he's at 0. He's just gonna tank that and kill you.
Yeah. I mean, you could like dash drill in place.
Okay, so perfect.
I don't know.
No, this is good. No, this is good.
Falcos do that.
So this is actually exactly what I was hoping you would say. Because basically what you said is like we like you know the options that make the most sense here are the ones that like get him that get him into knockdown. So like we're thinking like drill, we're thinking like shine. So my question here is why would we ever go the extra step of going over here if we already have our positioning lined up for it?
Well, yeah. I guess you're right. If he's vulnerable here, then you can just. Right. You can just shine or drill in place. And he is, in most circumstances, going to try to dash in. Or jump or something.
Well, even if you... So here... And this is... Well, actually, so, like, this is the beauty of Fox's kit. So, like, if we go for the shine like Cody, what if Joshman backs off from us here? We just cancel the shine and move on with our day.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we don't lose the like. I'm not saying we won't ever get punished, but we're getting called out on a read there, because the shine is too efficient to allow something to truly whiff punish it. Even like
it's not going to be a real reaction.
Right. So so we can go for this guess, potentially seize control back and then and like it's perfect. So I guess like the big thing here is like it's just more of like a matter of like if you're already set up, like there's no real like note I can add to this because it's really just more to do with like where the characters are as the invincibility's ending. But like it all comes down to like where are they lined up, and if there's an extra step that's required to like get the thing that we're looking for on like the retreat plan, like we have to consider that very carefully about like whether it's worth it to go it or not. Personally, I think that if Cody was at 0, I think that there's a better argument for running away. Because yeah, like getting grabbed by Fox at 0, like with especially if the platform disappears, like that can be like a kill. So backing off, especially when he's the one with the lead, I can totally see that making a little bit more sense. Like that makes more sense to me for some reason. Whereas like if you're at 107, like you're gonna die anyway. Like why not? Like like if we have the gambling situation here now and it's set up well for us, we might as well take it here. But it's because we don't know if we're gonna get it again if we go over there. But
no, I
yeah,
totally agree. Yeah, you could just be resetting, right? When you actually have them in a good position.
Yeah, it's like we're letting.
And think they are. It's their turn, which is that's something you want, right? Like you want them to think it's their turn when it's not.
Mm-hmm. And that's why attacking. That's why attacking them at the like timing your attack to like hit at the end of their spawn invincibility is generally just so strong. Jesus Christ, Cody!
Yeah.
What a beast!
Damn.
So, he lost his turn, took it back, and then like what did he do? Neutral, and then he like started shielding more.
Yeah.
I'll level with you. Shielding more is not usually what I think of when I think like the solution to the Fox Ditto.
No, I get it.
But like
the question I have then is, what do we do when someone ignores their turn, like massively? If
like, are you talking about Zamu?
Well,
like, do you mean Zamu?
That is definitely a player that does that. There are, yeah, for sure. Well, but Zamu does really well in the Ditto.
Oh, interesting, isn't that? Isn't that interesting?
That is trying to tell me something. But Joshman also does well in the Ditto, so
he's all right. Let's look at Zamu. Let's look at Zamu preeminent. Did that get uploaded? I hope it did. No. Combo breaker 25. Okay, never mind. Let's go. Easy clap.
Oh, this is a fast set.
I mean, she's really. You said she's really good at this one. I'd hope so.
Yeah.
So, like, here. So, one thing I would say is that if you're going to ignore your turn, I think you have to be a little sneaky.
Yeah.
Because you're already breaking a rule. And I don't think you can just, like, break the rule and, like, if you break the rule and just do the standard, like, chain grab combo, I feel like you're just, it's not... This ain't it.
Yeah, I feel like, in the spirit of what you're saying, breaking the rules, like, but have I've done it, which is just, standard approaches, it's... I don't really think it's that effective often. Like, especially in the Ditto, it's one thing, like, if you can get knockdowns, but, like, versus Sheik, for example, just straight up going at her, often I feel like, if it's her turn, you're getting owned.
I see something that contradicts our, like, hypothesis, though. So, like, we're saying that she just kind of ignores the turn order, but, like, there she's crouch canceling.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure that it's that she ignores it so much as that she just plays it differently.
Okay, fair enough. I saw a good bit of ignoring at the start, though, but...
Yeah, but now... But hold on. So, like, let's look at the start. Let's look at the start for a second. Okay. So, she's ignoring the turn order because she's just going in right away. So, if you're preeminent... And then she's, like... Right, she's overshot because she did catch the, like, backdash. And then she's, like, F-smashing. She's doing power... Like, the most powerful, like, attacks you've ever seen. And then she's just attacking on wake up, going after with her hits.
The dash attack was not great, and that was like so out of turn.
But the thing is, so if you're preeminent, what would your response be? Like, what would it make sense to do against somebody who's just throwing whatever they have at you?
I think like, drills in place, a few of those Joshman bait drills, like if she's actually not just running at, but if she is just running at you, I feel like doing undershoots is the move.
Right. So, like, wouldn't it make a ton of sense for her to start crouch canceling?
Yeah, yes. She just there, and then she goes down again. She crouches. It's crazy. We figured it out.
Oh, I already knew this.
It's all a ruse.
I already knew this. It's me.
You knew this?
No, I did not. I did not. I actually do think that there's... Okay, so I do actually think that there is something strategic that she does that's a little unique in the Fox Ditto. I think that she lets people think that they can... I think that she lets people jump out of their combos a lot. Her combos a lot. So, like, see how she, like, did that weak up air? I don't think she tried to hit the proper up air here. Because, like, she moved to the side. I know he smashed DI'd, but I think that with how she did it, I don't think she gets that hit anyway. And I think that she's intending to hit that DI.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I like that for sharking, but that close to the ground, I feel like you can do stuff out of that up air, like if you go for a proper up air.
But think about the punish tree in this matchup, right? So, like, if you do that, if you get that, like... If you get their jump on that nair and he holds in, he probably just explodes, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, whereas, like, the up airs, I'm not saying that he never explodes, like, he does this good amount of the time, but, like, it's a lot more work, and then on top of that, like, it's easy, because he can control what side of, like, he comes out on, I worry that, like, I worry, you know? Because he's gonna, like, be able to go for top platform at some point. I see, like, ways for it to go wrong, whereas if you take his jump and he holds it in because he doesn't have his jump, like, yeah, he's cooked. I'm not saying I would, like, necessarily make it my like, do it the amount that she does, but, no. Like, I will say that I think that, like, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like, let's look at the last stock back. Like, because let's actually see if that she's still, like, respecting the turns. So she attacks immediately as he, like, recovers out, which is, like, which is pretty aggressive. But I don't really think that she's, like, disrespecting her turn so much as she's just, like, choosing, like... Like, she is, like, she's making it very difficult for her to, no, she's basically attacking head-on a lot and then, like, denying, like, head-on attack a lot. I almost wonder, I feel like you kind of have to punch back against her. Like, the problem I think that Preeminent's having is that he's doing all these, like, standard, like, weak poking moves, but then she's just like, okay, I don't care. Like, if it doesn't break crouch.
He is trying to do the undershoots, and just overshoots more powerfully. Yeah, I guess you kind of do gotta get in, right? Like, go into scrambles, make something happen.
Yeah, because this is kind of like, it's kind of like she's operating under the assumption, like, and again, like, she's like, I think they fought, like, a few times too, so, like,
yeah, I think they played a good bit.
Yeah,
Midwest.
Oh yeah, they're both Midwest. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that she's operating under the assumption that he's going to, like, play somewhat passively. So then she's, like, just taking, like, what she's doing with that information is she's going, okay, like, so basically, I want to, like, keep him on his toes, like, a lot.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to, like, I obviously have to defend some of the time, but I want to make it, like, I really want to, like, steer him I want to steer him off of, like, the things that are, I want to steer him onto the things that are good into crouch, so then I can just, like, overshoot him.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna, like, up smash him or whatever, and, like, because he's gonna be trying to drill or grab me or such. And then he's gonna then start trying to, like, nair me or whatever, or drill. Like, he's gonna start trying to nair or bear me, and then I'm gonna crouch him, and he's gonna be really unhappy, and then I'll move on because, yeah, I'm so sick.
That's just a race, like an arms race, sort of.
I
mean, that is a good bit of what melee is, but
yeah, like, and she is covering jumps. Like, look at this back air and tell me that she is not looking for it.
Oh no, yeah, that's really good. That's like some anti-Sheik stuff.
PPMD was actually really good at that, covering those kinds of jumps.
He was. I mean, he would like. I mean, it's kind of. I know. I think a lot of Falcos think about enemy double jumps more than like the average melee player, just because Falco gets so much with down air and back air, and you get shine when they don't have double jump, and you can kind of do what you want, right? Especially versus fast followers. So I can see that, especially with Falco, like having a somewhat less, like a very strong but somewhat less consistent punish game than someone like a Fox.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that like the other thing is it plays to the strengths of the character. Like Falco's whole thing is his jumps are huge. His back air is like he has a premium back air. He's got the spike. Like it makes a lot of sense for him to want to take your jump. Fox, I feel weirdly enough, like doesn't benefit from taking a jump nearly as much in a lot of the cases.
No.
Yeah.
It depends. If it's a sharkable character, but then it's not a combo anymore. You're just sharking.
God. It's
a very, very bizarro playstyle.
Yeah.
Especially compared to just watching Cody and Joshman duke it out. Seeing this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's like it almost looks like it almost looks like it shouldn't exist. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean.
But like, it's also kind of I find it like this because she's really good at the mirror too.
Yeah.
So like, I think the big thing that would like, there's no way these are not like, there's no way she's not like actively. It's not like a key part of her plan. Like this is very like,
Yeah, it's very obvious with the crouches and stuff. Like you can see, it is definitely something she's.
I was talking about the up air jump. Like look at this.
Oh yeah, as well. You can see with she does a back air a bit later as well, which is very obviously like.
Well, like I just mean like the way that she like doesn't attack after this up air.
Yeah. No. That's looking for a jump for sure.
But like she gets it, and like, so I think that in a weird way, she's willing to do a lot of like the like. It's almost like it kind of reminds me of like calling out dragon punches or calling out bursts. Because she's like, all right, yeah, I know you want it, like jump.
Yeah, I mean it is just standing there on opponent wake up and being like, I know you're gonna do something, like obviously, and then punishing them. That's what it feels like to me.
Right.
Which I don't know. Melee has so much less like ambiguity though. I feel like, if you know what I mean.
So much less.
There are like in in punish game, like you have combos in Street Fighter, but like punishes often very read based. But in Melee you can get pretty goddamn true combos like Cody.
We're playing Marvel characters.
We are. It is kind of like that. So I don't know if intentionally trying to play more like off hard reads is better or not. I don't know. I think you might need like stats on that.
I mean,
like if it's actually better.
I mean, if it
nets you more for how many times you drop it.
I would say if you're as good as Cody and can do this, then like you're probably better off just doing this stuff. But like, we're not all like Cody Schwab. We're not all Cody motherfucking Schwab, which is tragic. But like, it is the reality we must live with.
We live in a world. It's funny. Before I had any lessons with you, I really didn't appreciate Cody's Fox the way I do. It is way harder to see how good he is without watching it in like a bit of slow-mo. You know what I mean?
Oh, Cody is like, so when I saw Cody like beat Zayn, I like, and like just like when I saw Cody really taking off, it reminded me of like the only other time I'd ever felt like that about a Fox player was like when I saw Leffen like break out his Fox and like reach top level like for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, man, this is just the complete Fox. Because like It's not that I didn't see other like extremely good foxes before, but it was like it's the completeness of it. The fact that they don't like leave a part of the character like really unexplored, and like all of it is part of like how they play. Like you've got the lasers represented, you've got full screen elements, you've got the platforms and like shield drop things, you've got like kind of like the full hop stuff, you've got dash dancing, you've got like his normals in there. Like they really use every part of the character effectively, and I'm like that's so sick. Like this is actually like they're actually playing Fox. That's so sick.
Yeah. I mean, even today, I know like Sunsei to me feels like definitely an offensive sided player. Like he is so good when he is on you, but I mean, of course he's still good. Like all of these players are good at most stuff, but with Cody, it's just it's nothing. You don't see any like
where's the weakness?
Obvious, yeah. There's no obvious weakness. There's no like, oh, he shouldn't have done that. I feel like it's all like small mistakes.
Yeah. So like, so FD is not a super fair stage for comparison, but like, so we're the question here is like, is it like can it be worth it to go for reads? If you have if you have Melee's punish game, well, see, I would say that Cody is just like put the reads else. Like in this edgeguard, he's put the read elsewhere.
Yeah,
because he's like gone for the shine.
I love that.
Yeah,
wave the wave dash off back air. It's classic.
So for me, the read is that Joshman's gonna go high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because what happens if Joshman goes down with this back air? And Cody misses completely.
I guess he does get hit.
No,
doesn't he? Let me see. Oh, no, yeah, no. Oh, yeah. It's definitely, it's the 50-50.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, like, I would say...
that's it.
Yeah, so I would say that's just... Cody's reads show up in different places because of how he structures his things. I would say that's a better, like... I think that is a better spot to have your read. But I mean, like, it's also a more expected spot to have the read, if you know what I mean. Which is, like, part of where I would say that Zamu's, like, style is, like, you know... The unexpected is valuable. Surprise is a very powerful ally.
Yeah.
I would also point out that like if Zamu on Zamu's play, if she hits this, you best believe she's reading like the next play, and if she gets it,
like full up air or something, like
or just up smash it.
Something is happening for sure.
Or just up smash him, and like. Whereas Cody's combo got cut short, like granted, like, you know, he generally aren't getting cut short, but like I would make a case that like Cody, because he's playing a more like standard, like honest play style, he is like not getting quite as much off like his openers when Josh defends perfectly. So whereas like for Zamu, those are up smashes. Like those are like grabs. Like it's just I'm not saying that she would hit all these conversions, but let's be real. Like, you do not need to hit. Like, you can probably the opponent can probably hit you in a 2-to-1 ratio if they're doing drill and you're doing up smash, and the up smasher is probably going to come out on top.
Yeah. Let's see.
Joshman's just like, God damn it! I don't want to lose. I'm so close. I want my major.
Yeah, and the turn taking is kind of feels a bit. It's not gone, but it's way shallower than it was in the first game, where it was like super. That's how I feel, and I've definitely felt this as well. Where game 1, I'm playing like super. I'm super like I'm moving around. I'm playing around. Yeah, I'm playing around the hitboxes, the threat range. And then last game, I'm like, God, I don't want to lose. Let this nair hit, please.
It's like, God, please take this nair and deliver it to my opponent's fat fucking face. Like,
take the controller, please.
But yeah, no, it's like, look at him. He's just swinging.
Yeah.
Like we would. Like this is not this is not my Joshman. Like this. But this is
sure.
And you can see like this. So. With the turns, they inform our willingness to like swing and our willingness to take risks and stuff and such. And like,
Definitely.
and there is a point at which you can take too few risks, because there's a point at which you don't commit at all, and like you don't get anything done. But like,
Yeah.
but you can see that like Cody is like obliterating him right now, because he just
Yeah.
Joshman is swinging. It's not what he's like. It's not his strength, and as a result of that, Cody's just getting to like just abuse his human habits, but like he's getting to abuse his like his weak human brain, as like really hard with like yeah, there's a kill. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely see it. I see, but I also I really like, because I really see what he quote unquote should do in the situation when he has that center stage. Just like, there's no platforms, there's no nothing. You can, it's Cody as well. You can just kind of hunker down a little bit. You don't need to jump in
What a
and
commanding
laser.
finish.
Oh damn.
Like, so let's look at this. So like, okay, let's break this one down for a moment. So like, Joshman has respawned. He doesn't get like clipped by the invincibility trap. They're fighting over here.
Yeah.
So this power shield into Shine, no, it power shield into full hop. This is so good by Cody, because because what he's actually doing is he's actually playing off the power shield's knockback when he does that short hop backer. Because what this like the Shine he's probably queued up, so he can't like change that. But I think that this short hop back here instead of full hop back here is a reaction to the Shine's pushback here. Because if Joshman wave dashes forward into him, this back air hits him. And it's safe versus full hop here.
Yeah, and he drifts away. So also all right into dash if Joshman insta dashes.
And then like when he sees the double jump, then he's like, okay, you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why Joshman double jumped there. I think he might have thought like he got shined or something. Kind of looked like it.
You know what I think it was? I think that he thought that was going to be a full. I think he thought it was going to be a full hop back here.
Oh, he was trying to get over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read that a way to punish like to whiff punish Fox aerials is to land on him. Like when he is landing, land on him instead of trying to actually like grab an aerial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a huge thing that Sheik does. Like a huge part of like that's why she sets up her like forward and back facing jumps like the way that she does, because she's trying to like basically just like she's either trying to stuff you or come down on you with her longer limb, because the other thing is that she can also aim for your head that way.
Yeah.
Which is like exposed when you're doing your nair and dare.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Oh.
Yeah, this is like
I haven't thought about that in the Sheik matchup, but that definitely happens a lot.
Oh yeah, no, this is like 2009 stuff. Like
yeah.
This is older than you.
As a player.
But yeah, like it's so like so let's talk. So like what so I feel like we covered a lot of material today. Like I feel like we've covered a lot of material. So like what's something like, I know that we still have some time left, but I want to make sure we have some notes written down like now.
For sure.
What is something that you've learned today?
Well, I learned that I was going to say I learned that taking your turn is important, but I knew that. But like I think how do I articulate this? I got a sense of how to beat people who are trying to skip the turn or trying to whatchamacallit, like force, like Cody was trying to force early in the game. And Josh wasn't having any of it really. Think I also learned a bit more of how to look at turns in Melee, because when I was playing, it's not as, I can't be as analytical. It was, based on how I felt, what I felt was the correct turn, what I felt was, what I felt about the matchup. But I did feel like I got more of a framework, and I'm definitely gonna look at more VODs with this in mind.
So okay, perfect. So here's something I want to propose something. So
Yeah.
the person who has the turn when it's somebody's turn, it's determined by how effectively they can set up their spacing, well, all for both undershoots and or whiff punishes. So like as an example, so we have like Cody fighting. This is the first like set one. So we have these two fighting. So as we can see, the instant that Joshman like hits Cody with that like down tilt, he like or that shine, Cody gets vaporized and cannot set up his spacing for either thing because he got vaporized. But in this one, I would say that like this drill I think is a really good like there's like things we can learn from this. So like after Cody connects that drill, I would say it is his turn right now.
Yeah.
But there's a problem here. So like but there's a problem that kind of allows Joshman to get out. What is the problem here?
Let me see. Drill, shine, drills again.
Yeah,
he puts himself in lag when he has advantage.
Right.
So Josh kinda just ends up. It's neutral. Well, it's not neutral like position wise, but it is neutral like turn. No, it's no one's turn right now, I'd say.
Right, because like this is where they come. Like when Joshman comes out of stun, like this is where Cody is.
Yeah.
So like this is
and Cody
not.
Can't abuse that in any like. He can abuse that until something more happens. You know what I mean?
Right, but if he was like here, if he was like setting up here and had a, like a dash dance already like active here, then then because he didn't drill, like he actually just like ran over and set up properly, then now Joshman is in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say like I think that turns are like someone's like who has the quote turn is based on whether or not a player can establish a fighting stance with their movement and poking tools. Tools. So in this game, it would be wish punishing, because it could also be like their full hop, for example, and undershoots. So like that, I think, is like a very important piece of information. And the other thing I would say here is that like because it's about like denying their ability to set up a good fight position, I would say that this is part of why knockdowns are so vital in this game.
Knockdown is like turn switches usually. I'd say happen around knockdowns, at least in the Fox Zero, because you have shine, knocks down at 0.
Yeah.
So you can very easily, as we saw like 2 times in the first dog, where shine like reversaled an advantage, or like reversal the turn into the other player's turn.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something to take note of. I am interested to learn more about the other matchups, because the Fox Ditto is such an because the characters have the same moves. It's the range is so like the range for both of them is the same, right? Compared to like a Fox Shake or Fox Marth, you know.
Let's look at these two for a moment. Like we've got about 7 minutes. Let's look at these two for a second.
Yeah.
Let's look at a game that will break my heart. All right, this one.
Oh no.
Because we're supposed to look at trying to learn Fox's turns. Like I don't think we don't need to know necessarily like all of well, okay. So Sheik's turns are kind of straightforward, I think, but I think Fox's turns are a little more interesting. So talk to me about what just happened here. So like this to me is
okay.
This is an interesting stretch.
Okay. Okay.
So like this is the interaction. This one that's happening that's starting now. So like Fox gets this drill.
Yeah, undershoot drill first it was an undershoot drill, then he dash back drilled in, then full up drilled again. What I saw.
Yeah, so let's think about this. So he short hop drills, and then what does Jmook go for to like try to engage?
Yeah.
Jab, right?
Jmook, SDI's out, goes for...
No, he goes for jab like to enter it.
Like that, yeah.
And then when I want to go out of it, Jmook dashes away and then goes for a grab. Yeah. So, let's talk about Sheik's dash for a moment. So what tools does Sheik have on her dash?
Boost grab and dash attack.
Short hop area.
And I guess run crouch, F tilt.
Then she has to be running at us in order to do that, because she's not gonna like run away and then turn and forward tilt, right?
Oh, like that. Oh, she can jump aerial, like jump back air. But it's not quite the percent for that, I would say.
No, back air is good at 0, but like it's what I want to call it. So no, back air is good. Like so, but it's grab. It's like grab and back air are basically the two big ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So like we kind of have a high-low mix-up, don't we?
Yeah, because you're right. Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
But
so Joshman going for the high option, beating the But like, what will be the low here? Is it like running shine, or is it just dash ACI down crouch, or like ACI grab?
So this is really So I would say the low option here, because he goes for this shine, I would actually say that like Jmook has made a bit of a boo boo here. Because there isn't actually like a low option here that's any good because of this shine.
Yeah, if there was no shine, I think like running shine could be very nice here.
Like, well, I mean, like the tools are straightforward. Like it's just short hop aerials. Like you've got running shine, you've got like run forward up smash, you've got like run forward grab. Like it's just like anything that occupies. So basically, it's anything that occupies this lane of the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is where Fox is like really powerful though, because while it's true that Sheik's back air will beat some of those like quote unquote low options, which makes her back air kind of more of like a mid in a way.
Yeah.
The thing is that like her low options, Sheik's low options, like her actual like her grab and such, her options are very restricted on her end. So it's more about like she doesn't like it's more about like how does she use this limited tool, her grab, to like call out the many things that Fox can do here. Because that's like the many things on the ground that Fox can do. Because like a lot of those things can be like broken up easily with like a single dash dance. Her grab is like if the Fox goes in fast enough, she might just like get out timed. So like there's pressure on her to act quickly. She's under like because she doesn't have many tools yet. This is kind of like the danger of like being her in this matchup. Because I know we all say that like low percent Sheik sucks, but like why does she suck? Well, it's because that like her best ground move is really like other than up tilt is really just her grab, and like grab is not terribly.
And grab is always good.
Right, but like grab isn't good at winning fights, generally speaking. So like look at like how Joshman is like abusing that information, because he knows that. Yeah. Right, because like
got the bully.
Right.
For sure.
After Jmook hits him, what does he do? He goes back in. Like he backs out.
Well, that's because Jmook didn't win the turn, because the back air didn't like
come over.
It was a weak back air.
Right.
So it got transferred. It was safe. It was not safe on hit, basically.
Well, no, it was safe on hit because like Joshman backs out. But like when then he like
doesn't he just Oh no, never mind. I thought he punished in the air.
Well, he does. Not.
Well, no, but I thought it was a rising weak back air.
Right. No. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So no, it's not that bad. Like that would be awful, but like he doesn't do anything that terrible. But the point is that like he hits that back air because he doesn't successfully take his turn because of the lack of knockdown. Sheik is still playing true neutral, whereas like what Fox is trying to do is he's trying to like so. When is it Sheik's turn? When she gets her knockdowns on you and such.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, or because like she wants to establish a good fighting position where she has access to her like her various threats, and also like where she's also like set up in a way where you can't really get under her, or can't really like attack into her face with like your full hop without her having either a platform over her or room to like get out of the way and back air and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the thing,
No, go on.
I was gonna say, but she can't achieve that at 0. That's her weakness.
So what I was thinking, I was thinking about that. Yeah, Sheik's the turn is different here, right? Because it's not a ditto. But Sheik wants this, from what I've seen, like knockdown, yes, and also like enough space to be able to do proper coverage. Because obviously she can't do it at 0, but when you can cover, dash in and a fox jumping up on the side plat and stuff like that.
Yeah, like here.
Sheik is kind of in her zone, right?
Yeah,
like that's kind of where she wants to be.
Right now, she is so powerful.
Exactly.
And the thing is, like, there isn't really like an elegant way of like when she's like set up like this and she's got the percent on you to have like all her toys. There isn't really like an elegant solution to it.
No.
But she also doesn't have the turn yet. This is just good footing. And I think that's that's the thing that you got to remember. Like, she's still beatable, and she is doing more ground moves than you, which are laggier. So like that's kind of the thing that you can like look forward to. But yeah, like her 1-2 punch of like, God, like you see how miserable the slow percent is, because she got that.
I know. I've been here so many times. It's so painful, and every time I feel like I just gotta root for it. I just gotta, do something here. And I guess in a way I don't need to, because it isn't her turn. It isn't like she is just in a good spot, right? She's not actively winning necessarily.
Until she starts knocking you over and such, like then she's not really winning yet. I think when she's in spots where she has a lot of ways to do it, I think that we just kind of have to remember this is just like one of her strengths as a character. It's not her turn yet. Like we still have like, and we just have to navigate what things she's going for, like with like a lot with with some finesse. This is Sheik after all.
Yeah.
She's like the 3rd best character in the game. You can't just like, well, 3rd or 4th best character in the game. Like, you can't just. She's not just gonna roll over and die.
No. No. She's not. It's interesting. It was such a more of a I was gonna say like a way more defensive sort of turn. Like she has to get you into a spot and then she can get her turn.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is why she loses the matchup. It does make sense. Whereas Fox can just hit her and get his turn.
It's more that, like, the way that Sheik capitalizes on Fox's overextensions require more of her compared to what he's required of on her. So, like, a good example, but that doesn't mean that Fox can't, like, lose the matchup easily. Like,
no.
Like
definitely.
And I don't mean like just you get RTC'd for 5,000 times. Like a big thing that comes up is like, Fox is full hopping passively or defensively.
Yeah.
Like that is just donating bears to Sheik is a very easy way to lose to her.
Yeah, bears are I've been bared, I've been fared, like doing these
they're basically the same.
No drift, full hops, or like little bit of drift in drill, just trying to make her like, come on, you want to run into this, right? And then she just fares me or bears me and racks up percent, and suddenly I'm getting dash attack fared, right?
But like, let's go back to our like who has the turn, like, which is based on whether or not a player can establish a fighting stance with their movement and poking tools. If we full hop out of position, we can't do that.
No. But isn't full hop almost like, it's not completely, but it's somewhat like an aerial. We've described it as an aerial dash dance of sorts with Fox, right? Like,
yes,
it is somewhat of a commitment, but also you can stay pretty safe. I have been working on some of the full up drift stuff we talked about.
For sure.
Especially versus Sheik, where I feel like if I see her not engaging at all, I just drift away and she can't really do anything.
I mean, she can,
which I
but
feel like has been very powerful.
she can, but she has to go over and do it.
Yeah.
So, like, I would say that that's really good that you're working on that. The full hops that I would say that, like, hang Fox are, like, probably slightly closer than the ones that you're imagining.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones in my mind where, like, Fox has really given up, like, his control. But there's also, like, a tension there, because if you at some point you do them, like, high enough, like, more vertically aligned above Sheik, and then those are good again. So, like, there's kind of a, yeah, there's kind of like a sweet spot that she's looking for, like, or like a range of, like, trajectories that she wants to see from the Fox. But, like, the point is that in the same way that, like, this is again, like, kind of what you were getting at, actually, which is that it which I agree with, by the way, which is just that it like, Fox has ways to hang himself, but generally he has more ways to rescue himself once he does them. And it requires more of Sheik to, like, actually, like, capitalize on those. Because, like, a lot of times, like, for Sheik to hang herself, it's just she tilted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. This was fun.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to our takeaways? Anything else you want from that you want to, like, jot down?
Maybe just something about, like, position doesn't necessarily mean it's the opponent's turn. This goes for not just Sheik, but other characters, like Peach, for example. Like, Peach having center doesn't mean it's her turn, for example, in the Fox matchup, specifically.
Yeah, I think that's true for anyone. I think that is true for any Peach matchup.
Yeah, I had to think. I was like, who's a slow character who can't, like, just, take a turn? And it was Peach.
I mean, and isn't that, like, and doesn't it make sense that the Foxes that do well against her are the people who understand that?
Yeah, definitely. It makes a ton of sense.
Awesome.
Well, the Foxes who are, skipping turns and just going at her, they're giving her turn, pretty much.
And just like, please, I want to die. And it's like, she's like, let me help you.
My pleasure.
She's just like, oh, did I win? Oh my god, I'm so talented. All right. So, like, you said this was interesting. So, like, I'm just